higher 30 minutes, 45 minutes after the meal. But it goes up maybe slightly, 7, 8, and comes down very quickly. So this is the performance characteristics of a well-run engine, okay? All right, okay, but let me just share with you that it really depends on what you do to your body. Okay, so I'm showing you a 24-hour glucose graph of someone without diabetes. First look, is this a stable graph or does it look like a bit of a roller coaster? A bit of a roller coaster. Okay, so now I'm going to fill in what I did to myself. This is my graph when I was in Sydney, Australia as part of a research project. So the first thing I did, I said, okay, I'm going to do this experiment. I'm going to this healthy burger joint. Okay, healthy burger joint, and I'm going to order, as any good Singaporean, the set meal, right? Burger, fries, and yes, comes with the sweet drink. And I'm going to finish everything up because food can be expensive, so I'm going to make my money's worth, right? So scarily, my sugar actually shot up to 10 plus, briefly. It's really scary. But fortunately, my engine kicked in, and the sugar came down back to normal within an hour and 2. Subsequently, I decided that I'm going to do a running exercise for 30 minutes. Notice that the sugar went up slightly. Because when you run, you have adrenaline running in you. So transiently, my sugar also went up slightly for that 30 minutes. So exercise, there is actually a bit of stress in your body. Alright? That's why you heard of horror story when people over-exercise, bad things happen to them. Because there is actually a stress element to it. But long-term good physical activity helps the body. Okay, so we have to bear in mind. Now, of course, at night I said, okay, I'm going to do a comparison study. I cook a typical Asian meal with a bit of rice, chicken, and I drink tea without sugar. Can you tell the difference between the earlier Western meal, with the sugar drink, goes up to 10, and the next Asian meal, it goes only go up to 7. So I think that even with people without diabetes, what you do to your body plays a part. So for people who are susceptible, if you abuse your body long term, you're more likely to get diabetes. Okay, I'm going to just do the quick, why do we even prevent diabetes? Okay, you know the statistics, right? People are going blind, people are going for dialysis, people are having amputation. These are the scary national statistics, and it's true. Diabetes does affect many organs, so we have to take care of it. And diabetes actually can reduce life expectancy by many years. The good news here is with good treatment and control of diabetes, all this can be avoided, all this can be mitigated. Alright? So how to prevent? Okay, so we talk about eating healthy. There's a healthy eating plate, health promotion board. You can go to the health promotion board, they give you a guide. The one that I tend to use with my patient is the Harvard Healthy Eating Plate. Okay, from the Harvard Medical School, University, and for which I think our health promotion board has adopted this healthy eating plate, which is more vegetables, careful portions of fruits, healthy lean meat, and being very careful with the carbohydrates proportion, and staying physically active. In the old days, in the 1980s, 1990s, to be a doctor is very simple for diabetes. I tell the patient, I only have this pill or this injection, and there's option C. See another doctor. Okay, very simple. All right. In the 2000 explosion of research, we have a lot of weapons, a lot of new toys that we have that we can use to treat diabetes. So previously, it's like black and white TV. Now we have color, got 4K, got curved TV, got OLED, got so many things. So when the patient comes to diabetes to me, I now have a bit of a headache, like, okay, so which one is it that will fit his requirements? Because not everyone wants the same TV, you know? Okay? Alright, so it is a challenge, but at the same time, it's an opportunity. That means if you find the right medicine, it may be the best fit for the patient. Okay, so I'm going to briefly go through 2 cases. The first case is a guy who basically goes for regular checkup once a year with the family doctor and find that his blood sugar is always borderline high. So he said, okay, fine, I will eat low glycemic index food. Okay, I'll take guava and star fruit for fruits. But when I ask him, he says, oh, but I also still eat roti prata, rice and noodles. So I was like, how's that? Low glycemic index. He came to me because he became very sick for 1 month. He suddenly lost 10 kg of weight. 10 kg of weight in 1 month. And became very thirsty. That at night, he's so thirsty, he keeps drinking ice cold water 2 liters at night. Something's not right. Okay, he has a bad family history. Older brother himself has diabetes and died of kidney failure. Okay, and a few other aspects. Okay, so long and short of it, when I checked his sugar on the spot, his sugar was 16, 1.6. So that's high, right? In fact, when I did the 3-month average, it's 11.2%, okay? So his blood sugar is 17 and his 3-month average 11.2%. Very unacceptable, and he has all the symptoms. Increased thirst, go to the toilet often, suddenly lost weight. This is a very bad case, okay? Okay, and I put on a sensor. So nowadays, we have, remember I showed you my 24-hour sugar monitoring? So it's something commercially available now that I use in some of my patients. So for him, I put it on, and from 12 to 12 midnight, look at his sugar readings. 16, 20, 19.6. Across the board, is his body producing insulin at all? No, he's not eating. And yet his sugar is through the roof. So this is like a car that broke down on PIE. You need to do something. Everyone's very upset because lane closed, kind of thing. So for me, I have to replicate normal in him using medications. So what do? I give him insulin injection. Okay? To this day, the most efficient way of giving insulin to a person is, unfortunately, still through injections. More research still has to be done, but this is the most efficient way. So for him, he's in trouble. I gave him insulin for his meal times, insulin for sleeping. So 4 injections a day. I know, sounds like a lot, right? Sounds like a lot, but for him, he's in a crisis stage. But I'll tell you the good news later, okay? Tell you good news. So, within 2 days, his sugar, can you see his sugar is coming down now? Not so high. Just appreciate the pattern, okay? And within 5 days, 7 days, he is starting to see sugar in the normal range, and he's now better. Within 1 week of starting the injection, he says feels better. No longer drinking like a thirsty camel. Feels better. This is when I say, okay, things are more stable. I added certain pills to help with his diabetes. And more, can you see it's getting more and more stable? And eventually, I cut down and stop his injections. Fast forward, 3 months, 4 months later, his 3-month average is now 5.6%. Okay, so it started with 11.2%, now it's 5.6%. So in 3 months, he's normal now, off injection. So injection only started for 1-2 months. This is the initial stage. I face him. So in a sense, what I'm trying to tell people is we use the appropriate medication at the appropriate time for the appropriate person. So for some patients, unfortunately, they need injections, but fortunately for a lot of people, it could be just for a certain time period. Unfortunately for certain patients of mine with type 1 diabetes, where the pancreas is totally gone, they have no choice but to be on injections for the rest of their life. Because if you have no pancreas at all, whereas for him, it's more like his pancreas, his engine, just needed that jump start. Then after that, the engine can kick forward, and then with the healthy lifestyle and pills, he can continue. Okay, the second case is even more interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to end off with this second case, and then hopefully we'll entertain some of your Q&A, quick Q&A. Okay, so this gentleman is 44 years old. He's been seeing his regular GP for some time, but the GP was frustrated, and that's why he referred him to me. He called me up and said, this guy, I've tried many different types of pills. I tried this pill, side effect. Tried that pill, side effect. Tried this pill, side effect. So tried so many different pills, side effect, side effect, side effect, and finally only one pill. No side effect, so only taking one pill for his diabetes. And unfortunately for him, the reason why he has diabetes is because of a very strong genetic. predisposition. His father, his grandma, his siblings, a lot of them have diabetes. Because when you look at him, you say, this guy looks okay, looks very average size. Doesn't look like he's very average size. So for him, unfortunately, genes played a huge role. Okay? So while he was only able to take that one medicine that doesn't cause side effect, who thinks his sugar is under control? What do you think? No, totally not. The medicine, like, no effect on his body. Alright? Okay, so we monitored for 5 days just to convince him that he needs to go on to injections. Okay, but this is a yoga conference. I shared his case because it's something very unique about his case. I'm going to zoom in. Zoom in to 21st May. Something very interesting. You notice? Notice that, the medicine doesn't seem to work, but do you notice that here the sugar came down from 20 to 11? Okay, 11 is still high, correct? But can anyone appreciate that it came down by 8 points, 9 points, and stayed at a lower range for a few hours? Do you know what he does on a regular basis sometimes? He does yoga. Yeah. Okay, so of course, when I say, hey, what kind of yoga you do? Hot yoga, is it? Or anti-gravity yoga? I say, no, I just do with my master a simple 30 minutes normal yoga. Is it because you're under a lot of stress? That's why he said, no, but having said that, he is in the oil and gas industry as a consultant, so stress level is actually very high day to day. So he does this maybe 2 times a week. He does this yoga. So very interestingly, although the medicine doesn't seem to work for him, but for him, yoga seems to have that effect that it brings down. So I told him, why don't you change job? Become a yoga instructor, and you solve your solve your problem. But unfortunately, in the oil and gas as a consultant, he makes very good money. So so he'd rather see me instead for the for treatment. Okay, just to fast forward a bit, I started him on insulin. Yeah, but unlike that one example given about 100 units of insulin, I don't like giving heavy doses. I'm a sharpshooter. I give just right for the circumstances. So I teach him like how much to give based on how much you eat. So you can understand, if you eat 2 bowls of rice, the amount of insulin that you probably need will be will be more than if you eat 1 bowl of rice. Or you can get away with just half a bowl of rice, even better, right? Because 1 bowl of rice has 60 grams of sugar. Carbohydrates, can you imagine that? 60 grams. 1 slice of bread has 15 grams, 5 grams of bread of sugar. 1 banana has 20 grams of sugar, okay? So, but banana is a bit starchy, so you have to be careful when you're eating a big one. So I tell people, don't drink apple juice. I say, why? How many apple do you squeeze to make an apple juice? If 1 apple has 10 grams of sugar, and you squeeze 4 apples to make an apple juice, how much sugar are you drinking? 40 grams. Instead, you might enjoy a nice half a bowl of basmati rice or brown rice instead. You know what I mean? So it's all about being aware of what you put into your system. Okay, so long and short, quite happy. Within 3 months, 4 months, I got his HbA1c from 9.3% to 6.8%. So I'm very happy. So this is a combination of yoga, the right medicine, and healthy eating. Okay? For him, in fact, the interesting thing is that he got very excited when his sugar goes down, that he started being even more active. So he does a bit of yoga, he also does a bit of running. But he did fine. He said, hey, when I do running, my sugar doesn't really come down. I say, it's okay, because running gives, remember what did we say? The adrenaline goes higher. So it is not an exercise that will really bring the sugar down in the short term, but in the long term, because you're exercising your muscle, you become fitter, it will help with your overall health. Okay, so I work with my patient, healthy eating, if necessary, pills, if really necessary, injection. If I can, I'll try to reverse. That means if you don't need injections, maybe I can stop the injections. So it's like with my girls, I will, good days, bad days, cry with them, laugh with them, and hopefully, the long-term journey will become rosier. Okay, so with that, so sorry, I think I exceeded by a few minutes. So sorry.
Round of applause for Dr. Matthew. So So a wonderful talk, and I think we got to know that he used yoga and as an intervention apart from the modern medicine to cure his patient for diabetes. But I think this is a mixed audience. So we have yoga therapists, we have people who want to prevent from being diabetic, and people who are suffering from diabetes. So all these three group of people, I'm sure you got a lot of insights in this presentation. So thank you, Dr. Matthew. So we'll